Page podcast featuring Scott Williams Collier.
Hello and welcome to the True Crime Page podcast. I'm your host Scott Williams Collier. Today I want to talk about something that really bothers me, and I know it bothers a lot of you guys who will be listening to this today, and that is the subject of two-tier justice in this country under a Labour government. The subject's been thrown back into the limelight recently. A couple of days ago we had Labour Councillor Ricky Jones, who was acquitted at his trial for inciting violence. Just before I talk a little bit more about this subject, let's remember what Ricky Jones actually did and what he said. Watch this video.
These people don't give a shit about who they hurt. We've got children and women using those trains, destroying some relatives. They are disgusting, nasty bastards, and we need to cut all their throats and get rid of them all.
So, there you have it. It's pretty clear cut, isn't it? Undeniable bad behaviour from a public figure who, quite frankly, should know a lot better. You can clearly see in the clip, Labour Councillor Ricky Jones made headlines after calling on his followers to cut the throats of people on the far right. Now, let's stop and let that sink in for a second. This is an elected politician, someone in public office, in a position of responsibility, expected to act with the utmost integrity, both legally and ethically. Yet, instead of facing serious consequences like those who put stupid posts up on Twitter and other social media platforms, and facing consequences for his bad behaviour, he's been let off. Meanwhile, we've seen ordinary people without any political power or influence, being sent to prison for less. Much like Lucy Connolly, who got sent to prison for 31 months for a stupid tweet, and she took it down a few hours later, said she was sorry, but she's ended up being put in prison for 31 months. Don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing those posts, but the inconsistency here is staggering. Why is it that some people face the full weight of the law while others, in positions of power, are given a free pass? It certainly seems to me, and I'm sure to many of you, that there really is a two-tier justice system at play here. It's one rule for some and another rule for others. And depending on where you sit politically, that can decide how harshly or how leniently you're treated. Now, that's not justice, people. That's politics, and that's just plain wrong in my book. The justice system, in my view, needs a serious shake-up. The sentences we see being handed out just don't fit the crimes. We have paedophiles committing the most vile crimes against children, and many of them are walking out of court with suspended sentences. And it's just absolute crazy. Then, at the same time, you've got people being locked up for years because they wrote something stupid online. How can that possibly make sense to anyone? It certainly doesn't to me. Justice is supposed to be blind. It's supposed to treat everyone the same, no matter who you are, what position you hold, or what political party you belong to. But right now, it doesn't feel like that, does it? It feels selective, it feels biased, and quite frankly, it feels broken. If we want people to have faith in the justice system, it has to be fair and it has to be consistent. Without that, trust is lost. And once you lose trust in the justice system, society has a serious problem. That's why cases like Ricky Jones matter. It's not just about one councillor making a reckless statement, it's about what it says to the rest of us. It's about the message it sends. And the message right now is, if you're in the right position, you'll get away with it. And that, in my opinion, cannot be allowed to stand. Now, I know Ricky Jones pleaded not guilty at the time, and I know this was a jury decision. You know, all the other cases were fast-tracked. They were dealt with in really fast time, and people were sent to prison on long sentences very quickly. But Ricky Jones' case was delayed for quite a long time. You know, this is like I think a year later, and he's been let off. I mean, on that video, if you watch that video, he's banged to rights, okay? I think if you compare it to someone writing something on social media, a politician like Ricky Jones stood in front of a crowd that are there for an anti-racism march, shouting out of a megaphone that they should cut the throats of people on the far right. That is far worse. It is far worse than someone writing a stupid social media post. It just doesn't make sense, does it? It seems really unfair. And I can understand why people are really angry about it. And it really does seem like at the moment in the UK, we do have a two-tier justice system. Anyway, I just wanted to do a reaction video and give my opinion on what I think about what's going on in the UK at the moment, and with this case in particular, Ricky Jones. Let me know what you think. I'd be really interested. Pop a note in the comments. And that's it from me today. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. It'll keep you up to date. Just to let you know what I'm going to be doing in the near future, I am going to be covering the case of 16-year-old teenager Alan Kaiser. He was from Bensonhurst in Brooklyn, New York, and he was murdered in 1977 by mobster Sammy the Bull and his associate Louis Melito. So I'm going to talk about that one. I really want to shine a light on that case. I've spoken to Alan's sister, and she's given me, you know, consent and her blessing for me to cover the case. So watch out for that one. That one will be up soon. And that's all from me today, guys. Thanks for listening in. I always really appreciate you listening to my content. Don't forget to stick a comment in the notes and I will get back to you. Look after yourselves, and until next time, I'll see you again.